Good day, everyone. Today we're going to talk to you about the probability distribution F. We are a team conformed by Díaz Quiroga Juan Manuel, Estupiñán Jacqueline, and Mijares Martinez Diego. We are from 3rd D from the career of Mechatronics in the Universidad Tecnológica de Durango. Now, we have to start by telling you what is the F distribution. The F distribution is a statistical model used to study the variances of two independent populations. It is also used, mainly, in the analysis of variance, a statistical technique developed by the English statistician Fisher. Like other distributions, the F distribution has specific characteristics and properties. But what's a distribution? Well, there are several probability distributions that are applied in the development of statistical data and hypothesis testing. For example, one of the best known is the standard normal distribution, or bell curve. In addition, there are other distributions, such as the F distribution. It is a continuous probability distribution that, as we have said, is used mainly in the analysis of variance. The F distribution is also known as the Fisher-Snedeker distribution. This, after statisticians Ronald Fisher and George Snedeker both worked on the development of the analysis of variance at the beginning of the 20th century, laying the foundations of modern statistics. The F distribution is used to demonstrate the variations of a population. More specifically, an F distribution is used when seeking to study the ratio of the variances of two normally distributed populations. Likewise, this type of distribution is also used in a one-way analysis of variance, ANOVA.
The analysis of variance in the charge of comparing the variation between several groups or populations and the variation that exists within each one of them. To achieve this, a ratio of variation is used. This way, the F distribution allows us to analyze the relationship between the variances. Characteristics of the F distribution. The F distribution includes several statistical methods. The particular F distribution that is used depends on the number of degrees of freedom that the sample has. Another characteristic is that the F distribution is also present in other distributions such as the T distribution and the chi-square distribution. The value of the F distribution is null, that is 0 or positive, and it has no negative values. And last, the F distribution is slightly tilted to the right. Therefore, it is a probability distribution that is not symmetric. And for the properties of the F distribution, it has degrees of freedom. This is a characteristic that the T and chi-square distribution also have. In the case of a T distribution, the number of degrees of freedom is one less than the sample size. The F distribution is derived from a relationship between two populations. Generally, a sample is taken from both populations, therefore there are 2 degrees of freedom. And to determine the two numbers of degrees of freedom, we must subtract 1 from both sample sizes. The statistics for these populations are then combined into a fraction. Both of the numerator and the denominator have degrees of freedom. And instead of combining these two numbers into another number, both are preserved, and therefore the use of the distribution table F requires that there will be 2 different degrees of freedom. Here is the probability density of the F distribution with different combinations of parameters or degrees of freedom of numerator and denominator respectively. The random variable F, or F statistic, proposed by Ronald Fisher is the one most frequently used to compare the variances of two populations and is defined as follows. F is equal to S1 squared over sigma 1 squared, and that is over S2 squared over sigma 2 squared, where in this case the S2 is the sample variances and sigma 2 is a population of variances. To distinguish each of the two population groups, the subscripts 1 and 2 are used respectively. And for the F statistic follows a theoretical distribution and is given by the following formula, which is F is equal to U over D1, and that is over V over D2, where in this case U is the chi-square distribution with D1 being equal to N1 minus 1 degrees of freedom, For population 1 and B, the chi-square distributions with D2 is equal to N2 minus 1 degrees of freedom for population 2. Finally, well, the F distribution can be used in various sample studies in different fields. It could go from the industry to education, statistics, or science. For an example, if you want to compare the qualifications of one teacher with another, the position of one instrument with another, two similar machines, the thickness of two materials, and any other variable of interest. And here is our bibliography where we took the information to make this slide possible. Thank you for your attention.